Welcome to our deep dive into Carol Dweck's mindset.
Ooh, I love this one.
We're going to unpack her research.
Yeah.
All about how our beliefs about our abilities shape our lives. From like school performance to our relationships.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's so interesting how something as simple as mindset could just have this huge ripple effect.
Totally agree. What's amazing about Dweck's work is she goes beyond, just positive thinking.
Right.
And provides like decades of evidence.
Oh, wow.
It's not just about feeling good.
Okay.
It's understanding how our mindset influences our behaviors and outcomes.
Right. I see. So let's dive into these mindsets.
Okay.
Dweck describes two main types, right?
Yeah.
Fixed and growth. Could you walk us through those?
Yeah. Think of it this way.
Okay.
With a fixed mindset, you think your intelligence, like it's set in stone.
Oh, okay.
You're either born smart or you're not, right?
This leads to like a fear of failure and a tendency to avoid challenges because you don't want to look dumb.
Yeah.
On the other hand, with a growth mindset, you believe your abilities can be developed, through effort and learning.
Yeah.
You embrace challenges like as opportunities to grow, and you see setbacks as temporary, bumps in the road.
So it's kind of like saying people with a fixed mindset, they're afraid to stretch their mental muscles.
Yes.
Because they might pull a hamstring.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks. And Dweck's research has shown that these beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies, right?
Totally.
So if you believe that your intelligence is fixed, you're less likely to actually put in the effort to learn and improve.
Exactly.
But if you think you can grow, you're more likely to embrace those challenges, work hard,
and ultimately achieve more.
Yep.
I wonder what if Michael Jordan had approached basketball with a fixed mindset.
Oh, interesting.
Like if he believed his skills were like predetermined.
Yeah.
He couldn't really get any better.
Right.
Then what?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
It's highly unlikely he would have, achieved that level of greatness that we all know him for.
Worse.
Dweck highlights stories like Jordan's to demonstrate that talent alone just isn't enough. It was his growth mindset, his relentless pursuit of improvement, that truly set him apart.
Right.
He wasn't afraid to fail, to learn from his mistakes, and to constantly push his limits.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
It shows that even the most talented people still need a growth mindset to thrive. And Dweck's research says that this applies to everyone.
Yep.
Not just athletes, but everyone. Let's say you're in school and you're struggling with a particular subject.
Yeah.
How could having a growth mindset change your approach?
Dweck's studies on student achievement are really eye-opening.
Okay.
She found that students with a growth mindset tend to perform better academically.
Interesting.
Not because they're inherently smarter, but because they approach learning differently.
I see.
They see tough assignments as a chance to stretch their brains.
Okay.
To learn something new, not as a threat to their ego.
So instead of getting discouraged and giving up,
exactly,
they double down and look for strategies to improve.
Yes. Totally.
Like asking for help or studying differently or breaking down the problem into smaller chunks.
Exactly. And it's not just about grades.
Okay.
Dweck's research shows that praising children for their effort and strategies rather than, just their intelligence has a big impact in the long run.
This makes me think about the way we praise kids.
Yeah.
I've always been told it's important to praise effort and not just results.
Yes.
But I never really understood the psychology behind that.
It's about sending the right message.
Okay.
When you praise a child's intelligence, you're saying it's a fixed trait,
Right.
This can lead them to be afraid of making mistakes because they don't want to, appear less intelligent.
Okay.
On the other hand, when you praise their effort and strategies, you're acknowledging their hard work and encouraging them to keep learning and growing.
This is starting to paint a much clearer picture of how these mindsets can influence our lives.
Yeah.
It's not just about academics, is it?
No.
Dweck suggests it applies to pretty much every aspect of life, even our careers. So what does a growth mindset look like in the workplace?
Imagine a workplace where employees are constantly learning.
Okay.
Adapting to new challenges, embracing innovation.
I like that.
That's the power of a growth mindset in action.
Okay.
Employees with a growth mindset, they're more likely to take on new challenges, to seek feedback and learn from mistakes.
I see.
This can lead to, increased creativity, productivity, and job satisfaction.
So instead of being afraid to step outside their comfort zone, they actually seek out those opportunities. To learn and grow.
Precisely.
Got it.
They see mistakes as valuable learning experiences.
Okay.
Not as personal failures.
Yeah.
This makes them more adaptable and resilient, facing challenges.
It sounds like a much more dynamic and engaging work environment. And speaking of environments, I'm curious about how mindset affects our personal relationships. Does it play a role there as well?
Absolutely. Relationships are all about navigating challenges and differences, right?
Right.
A growth mindset allows you to approach these situations with empathy and understanding.
Right.
You're focused on finding solutions together.
So instead of blaming your partner or getting defensive during disagreements, you try to understand their perspective and work towards a resolution.
Exactly. It's about believing that both you and your partner can learn and grow from your experiences together.
I see.
It's about fostering a sense of shared learning and growth within the relationship.
Wow, I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how this concept of mindset can just be applied to so many different areas of life.
That's the beauty of Dweck's work. It provides this framework for understanding how our beliefs can shape our behaviors and outcomes, and it empowers us to make conscious choices about the kind of mindset we want to cultivate.
This has been incredibly insightful so far.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we have.
But I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
There's so much more to explore in Dweck's book.
Definitely. Yeah, there's so much more.
Right. To delve into Dweck's work really challenges some deeply ingrained societal beliefs about intelligence and talent.
You mean those ideas? That we're either born gifted or we're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some people just have that natural it factor, while others are just destined to struggle.
Dweck argues that this fixed mindset can be incredibly limiting.
Right.
It can lead to a culture of labeling people.
Yeah.
Where we put individuals into these boxes based on perceived abilities.
I can see how that would be harmful.
Yeah.
If you're constantly told that you're not good at something.
Right.
You might start to believe it.
Exactly.
And just give up trying.
It creates a system where people are afraid to step outside your comfort zone or take on new challenges because they're worried about
failing and confirming those labels.
Right.
Think about how this plays out in schools, for example.
Okay.
If a student is labeled as not a math person, they might shy away from challenging math courses, limiting their future opportunities.
It's like they're being told they hit their intellectual ceiling before they've even had a chance to explore their potential.
Yeah, and Dweck's research suggests that instead of focusing on labeling people as smart or not smart, we should focus on creating environments that encourage learning and growth.
So how do we actually make that shift?
Yeah, that's the question.
How do we move away from this fixed mindset thinking and embrace the idea that everyone has the capacity to grow and learn throughout their lives?
Well, Dweck offers a lot of practical strategies in her book.
Okay.
One of the most important is becoming aware of your own fixed mindset thoughts.
Those sneaky little voices in your head that say, I'm terrible at this. I'll never be able to do that.
Once you're aware of those thoughts, you can start to challenge them.
Okay.
You can ask yourself, where is this belief coming from?
Right.
Is it really true?
Yeah.
What evidence do I have to support it?
It's like putting those negative thoughts on trial.
I love it.
And instead of just accepting those limiting beliefs as facts, you can start to replace them with more empowering ones.
Yeah, totally.
You can remind yourself your abilities are not fixed.
Right.
That you can always learn and grow with effort and practice.
It's almost like rewiring your brain to think differently about challenges and setbacks.
And another key strategy is focusing on the process of learning.
Right.
Rather than just the outcome.
Exactly.
So instead of just, worrying about getting the right answer or achieving a certain goal, you focus on the steps you're taking to get there.
Right.
And the lessons you're learning along the way.
Precisely.
It's about enjoying the journey.
Yes.
Not just obsessing over the destination.
Yeah, because even if you don't achieve the outcome that you were hoping for, you've still gained valuable knowledge and experience that you can apply to future challenges.
Right.
And that's something to celebrate.
Yeah.
Growth, the effort, the resilience.
It's like that saying, it's not about winning or losing. Yeah. It's about how you play the game.
And Dweck emphasizes the importance of celebrating others' successes as well. Instead of feeling threatened or envious, we can use their achievements as inspiration and motivation for our own growth.
Right.
Seeing someone else succeed can actually fuel our own desire to learn and improve.
It's like we're all on the same team.
Yeah.
Cheering each other on.
Exactly.
But let's be realistic here.
Okay.
I imagine it can be pretty challenging to shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, especially if you've been operating with a fixed mindset for a long time. I mean, those old habits die hard, don't they?
They certainly do. It's definitely a journey, and it doesn't happen overnight. There will be times when those fixed mindset thoughts creep back in.
Right.
The key is to be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Keep practicing those growth mindset strategies and celebrate, every small step you take in the right direction.
So it's like training for a marathon.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect to run 26 miles on your first day, would you?
No, definitely not.
You'd start with shorter distances and gradually, increase your endurance over time.
That's a perfect analogy.
And just like with marathon training, there will be days when you feel like giving up.
Right.
When those fixed mindset voices start, whispering doubts in your ear.
Right.
But the important thing is to keep pushing forward.
Absolutely.
Keep reminding yourself that you are capable of growth and change.
It's important to remember that developing a growth mindset isn't about becoming some sort of superhuman who never struggles or makes mistakes.
Right.
It's about, embracing the messiness of the learning process, the ups and downs, the setbacks and triumphs.
Right.
It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for growth.
I like that. And understanding that failure is not the opposite of success.
Right.
It's part of the journey.
I love that perspective.
It takes the pressure off of needing to be perfect all the time.
Exactly.
It's Dweck's book. It really is a call to action, isn't it?
It is.
It's a challenge to examine our own beliefs and to create a world where everyone has the opportunity to just reach their full potential.
And while the book primarily focuses on the individual, the implications of her work extend far beyond that.
Yeah.
It raises questions about the systems and structures in our society that often reinforce fixed mindsets.
Like in educational systems. That place more emphasis on grades and test scores than on actual learning.
Exactly.
Or in workplaces that reward individual achievement over collaboration and innovation.
Think about how standardized testing, it often creates like a fixed mindset environment where students are judged based on a single score rather than, their overall growth and progress. Or how some companies prioritize like competition over collaboration, leading employees to hoard knowledge and fear, making mistakes.
These are such important points. And it makes you realize how much our environment can influence our mindsets.
And Dweck's work challenges us to think about how we can create environments that foster growth and learning for everyone, regardless of their background, their perceived abilities, or their past experiences.
I'm starting to see how powerful this concept of mindset truly is. It's not just about individual growth. It's about creating a more equitable and supportive society for everyone.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
It's about recognizing the potential in everyone and creating systems and structures that allow that potential to flourish.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation.
It has.
I feel like I have like a whole new perspective on how our beliefs can shape our lives and the world around us.
I agree.
And there's still so much more like to uncover in Dweck's mindset. We've only just like scratched the surface of the practical applications of these concepts.
It's amazing to think about like how much potential we have as individuals and as a society when we embrace a growth mindset.
Totally.
Before we wrap up our deep dive into Carol Dweck's mindset, let's explore some practical ways we can apply these concepts in different areas of our lives. We were just discussing how certain environments can stifle growth.
Yes.
But what about those that encourage it?
Okay.
What would a growth mindset look like in a classroom setting?
Imagine a classroom where mistakes are seen as opportunities for learning rather than reasons for punishment. A place where students are encouraged to take risks, ask questions, collaborate with each other instead of fearing like failure. They'd be, eager to experiment and learn from their missteps.
It would be like so much more engaging and empowering.
Absolutely.
For both the students and the teachers.
Dweck highlights examples of teachers who have successfully implemented these growth mindset principles in their classrooms. They praise students for their effort and strategies, not just their intelligence. They encourage them to focus on the process of learning, not just the end result.
It's about fostering like a love of learning for its own sake.
Yes.
Not just for the sake of getting good grades.
Exactly.
And when students feel supported and encouraged to grow, their motivation and engagement just skyrocketed.
This reminds me of a study I read about where students were given a challenging puzzle to solve. The ones who were praised for their effort were more likely to keep trying, even when they encountered difficulties. While the ones who were praised for their intelligence were more likely to give up quickly.
That's a classic example of Dweck's research in action. It highlights how even subtle differences in the way we praise can have a profound impact.
It's powerful.
On their mindset and their behavior.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder how many brilliant minds have been discouraged and shut down simply because they weren't given the right kind of support and encouragement.
It's not just about schools, is it?
Dweck argues that these principles can be applied in all sorts of settings.
Definitely.
Including, like, the workplace.
That's right.
Imagine a company where employees feel comfortable, like, sharing ideas,
right,
taking risks, admitting when they don't know something.
Right.
A workplace where failure is seen as a valuable learning opportunity, not a career-ending mistake.
It would be such a refreshing change from those cutthroat corporate cultures where everyone's afraid to make a mistake. And innovation is just stifled. In a growth mindset workplace, employees are encouraged to constantly learn and develop their skills. They're given opportunities for professional development, mentorship, and collaboration.
It sounds like a much more supportive and fulfilling environment.
Yeah, it does.
For everyone involved. And I imagine it would lead to greater innovation and success for the company as a whole.
Absolutely.
When employees feel like valued and empowered to grow, they're more likely to be engaged, productive, and creative.
This whole conversation has like really opened my eyes to the power of mindset. It's not just some like feel good concept. It's a fundamental principle that can transform our lives, our relationships, and our work.
I couldn't agree more.
And while Dweck's book focuses primarily on the individual, her work has profound implications for society as a whole.
Right.
If we can shift like our collective mindset from fixed to growth, we can create a world where everyone feels like empowered to learn, to contribute, and to reach their full potential.
It's a beautiful vision. A world where we're all like lifelong learners, constantly growing and evolving.
And it all starts with each of us choosing to embrace a growth mindset. It's a choice we can make every day in every interaction and in every challenge we face.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this question.
Okay.
What area of your life could benefit from a growth mindset?
Remember, it's never too late to start cultivating a growth mindset. It's a journey, not a destination. And the rewards are immeasurable.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
On this deep dive into Carol Dweck's mindset.
Great book.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are inspired to embrace the power of believing in your ability to grow and learn.
Yeah.